We were just sent another batch of horrific images from Nigeria of Christians who have been hacked to death. Alex Barbir of Building Zion, you just got back from Nigeria 5 days ago. Tell us what you saw.
Yeah, it's really disheartening and it's horrific. A lot of these places that we have worked in and specifically visited, Nigerians themselves can't even go. For example, Gwere west of Benue State, 90% of people are displaced. If Nigerians try to go back, they're killed. And we're seeing people literally being hacked to death. I mean, machete across their head. Their scalp is just open. Their back slashes. People are being shot, killed. I mean, in Kwara State, where almost 200 people were just killed, there were Christians who were burned alive in a church. And this is in a quote unquote world power, arguably the most powerful country in Africa, a democracy, a place of religious freedom, as they would say. Yet Christians are burned alive in their church. People are hacked to death and the government doesn't even bat an eye. There's no offensive to even stop this. They're allowing people to take over the land, people to be killed, and they're doing nothing. And the president is, in fact, in America lobbying for the fact of how good Nigeria is. Oh, people just they're bullying politicians in Nigeria, but they're all respectable, good leaders. What is respectable about your country harboring terrorism and allowing people to be massacred? That's the question I would ask the First Lady. It's disgusting.
You sent me some of these photos, and it's not new. We've documented this at length. I can't show this, but the one of, the guy's missing half of his face. The guy with the black t-shirt that you showed me. Here's one of a kid who just the top of his head is missing.
And this is normal in Nigeria.
This is
literally the Nigerian people have accepted this to be a way of life because it's been happening for so long. Nothing has been done. The government is trying to hide it, to cover it up, paying millions of dollars to lobby in America for the fact that Nigeria is a good country. There's no issues, religious freedom. And the Nigerian people are almost helpless. They're like, what can we do now? I mean, our government doesn't care. They're not doing anything. They never have. And they'd rather just lie, grow their pockets, grow in power, seek re-election. I mean, in Benue State, Tinubu, the president, was building a campaign office in the capital, while Yelwada had not been rebuilt after being burned. We were there building the village while he's building a campaign office. I mean, how sick is this? And how long can this go on and people are silent and don't fight against this?
I think, Alex, again, to restate something, is that you have such a unique position in the sense that most Americans will never set foot where you've set foot. And however just horrific it is that, if a Nigerian person from Nigeria is saying things, it's like, well, it could be X person from Y place. It's just, it's an over there issue. But I think the reason God, I think, has allowed you to have access to some of these places is to have moments like this.
Yeah.
And so I guess, I before we got started, I was praying and I was like, this might be the only time that people actually put a name to the face of what's actually happening. This might be the only time they ever hear what's happening. Juxtapose that with, other places in the Middle East, and it's, front page every time someone gets pushed.
Yeah.
I guess, Alex, and I don't, if you could be the voice for the people that you see, that you are around in Nigeria, because you go there and you help build houses and you go to all these places and you've attended these funerals and you've seen the bodies. What would be their message? What could possibly come through this video right now that would be helpful?
The Nigerian people are crying out. They've been crying. The land is literally blood-soaked, and they feel as if nobody cares. They feel as if they have no power. They feel as if they've been forgotten. They feel, just in the Psalms, David is crying out, Lord, protect us, help us. When will someone come? And the reality is the world has just overlooked them. I mean, someone will say something about Nigeria and then the next day it's forgotten. And when I was in Guerre West, I was in the places that people can go to. And I actually began to cry in one of the videos because I was like, why do we not esteem the people in Africa to be worthy? Why do they not matter as much? Because if we're believers, their problem is our problem. Their suffering is our suffering. Their affliction is our affliction. And we should have the heart for those people. It doesn't matter how far away you are. It doesn't matter your proximity. It doesn't matter your skin color. It doesn't matter your language. But the reality is that because they're in Nigeria, because they're in Africa, a different place, they're not viewed to be the same. This is the truth. Because if this was happening in America, if a few lives were gone, if an American was killed in Africa, people would rise. Trump would go himself.
And not just killed, but killed the way that they are killed, right? This isn't as
Ruthlessly.
horrific as being shot is. This isn't being shot. I mean, obviously, yes, people are being shot. This is someone with a knife or machete and axe hacking people. This is
In pieces.
just demonic. There's, I mean, yeah, yeah. Well,
I
okay,
mean,
Alex. Gosh, and maybe one more question just to be a little bit constructive here, which is, and you were talking about your frustration that the American attention seems to be on specific parts of Nigeria where ISIS and Boko Haram are, but that's
yes.
actually missing the target. Can you explain?
1,000, a million percent. If you hear anything that I've said today, please listen to this. This is the primary message that needs to be told and heard. There was a bomb done in Sokoto against ISIS. The congressmen are talking about ISIS and Boko Haram and these official terrorist groups. The ones who are killing in Nigeria, the primary perpetrators, the ones who are hacking people to death, they are the Fulani terrorists that are widespread in every state in Nigeria. They are not the official terrorist group that everybody is turning their eyes to. And so there's a big issue, and this needs to be known, it needs to be dealt with, is that the Fulani terrorists have an initiative to kill Christians, to take over their lands. I mean, this is what I have seen. This is not just something that there's an interest for me to say this. I wish this was not the case. I wish I didn't have to go and risk my life to tell this. I mean, the Nigerian government has told me to quiet down. Top officials, quiet down. No. This is the truth. It's going to be told, and the US needs to know. The people need to know. Influencers, people with power, congressmen, everybody needs to know that the Fulani terrorists are massacring Christians and also some Muslims across Nigeria. They're taking over land from Christians. The Nigerian government is doing nothing to stop it. It's not ISIS and Boko Haram that we need to target. It's the Fulani terrorists, the militias from the Fulani people. This is the issue. In Benue, it's not Boko Haram. In Plateau, it's not Boko Haram. In Taraba, it's not primarily Boko Haram. In Kaduna, it's not Boko Haram. It's Fulani that are going and killing and massacring and burning and taking over and kidnapping. And so we need to deal with them. The government is not doing it. They're literally trying to cover it up. They're paying millions to lobby that Nigeria has religious freedom. There's no issues. There's no Christian genocide. Everybody's saying no Christian genocide. Why are we hiding the truth? And who is going to be the one to tell the truth and to fight for the people and the lives of Nigerians? Who? If it's just me, okay, I'll do it. But we need more people telling the truth. We need more people acting. We can't allow this to continue. We can't be Christians and stay on the sidelines. That's the truth.
Amen. Amen to everything you just said, Alex. I can feel your frustration. I'm, maybe 0.001% as intimately involved as you are, just, having covered this story for a year and a half pretty consistently, but you having been there, you dedicating basically your life to building houses of towns that have been destroyed. I just pray comfort and the shalom of Yeshua over you, my friend, and also for those of your friends in Nigeria who are afraid, that fear would not be their resting point, but that they would rest in the name of Yeshua. But
Amen.
Alex, I appreciate you coming on, my friend, and saying it like it is. We'll obviously have to have you back on. But as for now, my friend, God bless.
God bless you, brother. Thank you.